Hello, this is Palico Patch and welcome back to more of Sunless Sea Zubmariner. And last time wasn't the best, let's face it. We had very little fuel, we had very little supplies, we barely got back alive to London. We had to cut ourselves for a god, and he doth smiled upon us and gave us a little bit of fuel to get home, and then I found my sweetheart had been killed. So, and that was the other god who wasn't too happy with us. But that was from ages ago. I thought, I don't believe in gods. Fine, no problems. But no, it would appear they are real because they give you fuel with one hand and kill your potential wife in the other. Give and take, I guess. I'm sure it balances out somewhere along the lines. But anyway, as it turns out, we have taken a shady deal in London just to get our fuel and supplies up, just so we can actually go out there and explore properly, because we are struggling. We have absolutely nothing now. We have no echoes and nothing to report of to get back here. We need to get out into the unknown and see what the bloody hell is going on. So this time around, I thought we would go straight away and look for this Mount Palmerston for the Admiralty. Keep them nice and happy. They'll give us some stuff for that, no doubt. Yeah, she's dead. Then hopefully we can loop back around to Venderblyce and drop off news of the surface, I think it's called. Is it? I don't know. I think so. Is it that? Stone's attention. No. It's here somewhere anyway. Something about being on the surface. They like to hear about the surface. So that's what we need to do this time round. So let's have a quick gander before we go. So he said northeast of London. So you'd have thought sort of around here. So we'll go and open up that last bit of black there and then just sail directly east and see what's going on. We could probably pop to Low Barnet and Hunter's Keep. It's been a while. They might accept us there. We might be able to get port reports. Let's have a look. Shall we? Let's carry on. Now, I'm not too fussed about keeping the lights on for the time being. We'll turn that off. Preserve the fuel. Try and be sensible, as much fun as that is. But yeah, we've also got this super cute engineer, Maybe's daughter. Don't know who Maybe is, but she has a tattoo on her face. When it said butterfly tattoo, I just thought a butterfly tattoo, you know, lower back, maybe on the ankle or the foot. But no, just straight on her face. No messing. Right, so what's closest to pull in here? Probably Hunter's Keep first. Yeah, let's do that. I could go to Low Barnet, couldn't I? Yeah, someone over there. We'll just do Hunter's Keep and go straight out into the unknown. I think that's the best way of going about it. Can I wine and dine any more of these fine ladies? Yes we can. The parlour is empty. Where are the sisters? News. Even when the sisters aren't feeling sociable, they can be tempted out of their lair by the smell of new stories. Not when the acquaintance. Yeah, that's fine. Not with one recent news. I think, isn't that what I use for Venderblyce? I don't want to use that if that's the case. So, yeah. No, we'll leave this. Let's go out into the unknown then. So just directly east, really. We'll throw the Z-Bat out in a second. Our hull isn't looking the best, that's the only thing. So there'll be no more attacking on this run anyway. We'll just hope that science will prevail here rather than fighting stuff. Although Z-Bats, I'm not too fussed about Z-Bats. Oh, that should be far enough out. There are no islands within the Z-Bat's range. Great. A baked breeze rises, the improbable scent of a stone out of some distant desert. You are close to salt lions. Oh, okay. Let's slow down. Try that Z-Bat again. Do your best, mate, because you're lying, supposedly. There we go. In some distance to the northeast, Pigmote Island. We can have a look. Home, warmly lit windows, company, peace. Gilly Fleur. No, we've taken enough of those out. Pigmote Island, there we go. Creeping tendrils of fungus, seaweed, unnameable flora. We enter the snares. Saint's Heaven, Pigmote Island. That's alright. Judy Fleur will go away. He's fine. He's fine. 2 houses, both alike in dignity, on a lonely desert beach. There is no habitation in sight, no market, only an old rotting dock. A stretch of sand thickens into damp black earth, from which sprout stunted palms? Not quite. Tall fungal growths with frond-like caps, as if someone had sculpted the idea of a tree with a mushroom. Disembark. We'll have a look. See what awaits you. As you step onto the quay, you hear clamour, shouts and shooting. You can see off in the distance, smoke rising from beyond the hill, and dots of fire flecking the horizon. 2 tiny figures stand a little further down the quay, unmoving, as if awaiting your approach. The following is an extract from the popular diary of a Z captain, from captain to IREM, and what we did there before we arrived. Washed ashore on Mutton Island, and subsequently serialised in an unexpurgated gazette. The author's identity remains unknown. In which a delegation is made, a choice is presented, war is declared, a most singular treasure is sought by all, and a new empire is founded with tooth and claw. Chapter 1, the delegation. The figures were rodents. To my left was a Rattus Faber, wearing goggles, a blacksmith's apron, and an assortment of tools. To my right, an unusually large guinea pig, wearing a helmet and breastplate reminiscent of nothing so much as the high Middle Ages. The rat stepped forward first and bowed. Welcome, Captain, to Ratstar Island. I am Edgar, 2nd Chief Engineer of the 3rd Rat Brigade. I invite you to avail yourself of food and fuel at our expense. The only cost to you is a choice. The rat stepped back. At precisely the same moment, with what appeared to be the ease of long habit, the guinea pig scuttled forward and made a declamatory chirp. Welcome, Captain, to the Isle of Cavia. I am Lady Augusta Devereux Swinch of the Blackwater Swinches, censure to our King Gracenor, first of his name. I invite you to avail yourself of food and fuel at our expense. The only cost to you is a choice. The 2 stood at attention, looking at me expectantly. Okay. So the 2 remarkable rodents sat squatted, both seeking my support. I knew I had to choose carefully. Okay, well, we'll do the chief engineer first. His eyes had a wave-cold glint to them, and he wore his scars like jewels. Ooh, a warrior, you say? I asked the chief engineer to elaborate. He looked at me for a long, measured moment before speaking gruffly. We came to the island to make a home for ourselves away from London. It's cats and snuffers. It's ratskin suits. We came to live as citizens of our own republic. We came with our tools, our teeth, our clever hands, and we made a beautiful city by the light of the rat star that shone bright and blue on Mount Ararat. The chief of engineer nodded towards the distant hill. One day we braved the depths of the chicken woods, and from the top of Mount Ararat we plucked the rat star to be our light, our beacon. But the pigs of Cavey saw the light, and they lusted for it. They sent armies to rule us and steal our star. We will not permit them to take what is ours. We will resist it to our last breath. Will you join us in defeating them? So it would appear that they found a jewel, they took it from the mountain and took it back to theirs, and now the guinea pigs aren't happy. What do you have to say, guinea pig? How did an armoured guinea pig manage to look so regal? The satin shell cleared her throat with a delicacy to rival the Duchess's own speaking. Grace or the King, our Lord and Sovereign, full 7 months have sojourned on the sea, conquered the land, and won to southern Maine, but no fortress against him shall remain, no city walls be left for him to gain, save the rats that squeak behind mountain. Unlikely was the lamb of our deliverance. Assured shall be our glories and their fall, with our lady's eye restored to our hall. The seneschal composed herself, then added, We saw truth and beauty by the light of our lady's eye on Mount Cavriat, but the rats, with their guns and their chatter and their peasants' politics, stole it from us. We will subjugate them and take it back. We are a rabble, and we will rule them with their steel-shod velvet of our paws. Will you join us? Right. So, I take from that that the guinea pigs were quite happy leaving it on the mountain, and the rats stole it from the mountain, and now the guinea pigs want it back on the mountain because it lit up the light. Oh right, yeah, I'm going with the guinea pigs on this. I was ready to make my choice. Oh, we could broker a peace. Surely their commonalities were more numerous than their differences. Perhaps I could help them get along. Was it her charm or a fondness for London's rat-skin coats that swayed me? Perhaps a little of both. At any rate, I was keen to find out more about their civilization. Can't we all just get along? Do I play this down the middle? I favour the seneschal. I don't like the name. It's hard to say. Seneschal. No, we're going to go with the guinea pigs. I had guinea pigs as a kid. We're going with the guinea pigs. I bowed to the seneschal, who purred with pleasure while the chief engineer gnashed his teeth but kept his distance. You have chosen wisely, Captain, said the seneschal. Come, I will explain our situation to you in greater detail. So we've got more fuel, more supplies, an occurrence. Cool. The seneschal led me to the southern side of the island, skirting the chicken woods. We passed through a number of raised mounds of earth mixed with fortifying strips of mushroom flesh, which are supposed to be makeshift walls. The settlement was dazzling. This side of the island appeared to be absolutely wreathed in scintillac. The cave's dwelling was awash with silver phosphorescence. Big word. It was a large colony. Most noticeable was the steam pinnace, the impossible lamb that had run aground, from which cavies came and went, bearing supplies. To the right of the ship, further down the beach, a large group of cavies lay on bundles of coloured cloth, whining and wailing as if in pain. To the left of the ship was a ramshackle tent of poles and linen, in front of which guinea pigs clashed against each other and sharpened their teeth. In the centre of the village was a covered day, veritably festooned with colourful cloth and guarded by well-decorated knights. I suspected this was where King Gracenor kept counsel. By welcome, Captain. In the kingdom of Cavia, capital of Isle, and blessed of the light of Our Lady's eye. The seneschal spoke solemnly, but with a hint of sadness to her words. Also it was, and shall be again. I must speak with our king and prepare your arrival. My page will show you the area, and bring you in sight of his splendour in good time. Page. A much smaller guinea pig, its fur braided with a slender strip of parabellum linen, screwed over and bowed. The seneschal took her leave. So, do I visit the hospital? Or go to the steam pinnace on the beach? Or we go to the barracks? So, going back... So everywhere's covered in scintillac, so that's not too bad. Right, so in the hospital is bundles of cloth. Now, from a selfish perspective, we need cloth, so let's go to the hospital first. Were those guinea pigs quarantined? An elderly-looking cavie greeted me, eyeing me gravely. Many of us sickened during the voyage, a rotting in our teeth, a weakness in the flesh. The island was our salvation. The stronger among us made a pilgrimage towards the pool of Our Lady's light, and then, miracle of miracles, they were cured. They bathed in her, they drank her sweet waters, and the strong brought the weak to her in turn. Soon we were thriving again, bearing our children and raising them to love Our Lady's eye and see it in our deliverance. The elder looked sorrowfully at the sick under his care. Since the rat stole her, the sickness has returned. All this light is a mockery of hers, and we gain from it no benefit. The only thing, the elder's ears and voice flattened in a hiss, that helps our condition is the flesh, that very hearts and livers of the rats who stole her from us. Oh, so, the cannibal. Well, I would say the cannibals are different species, aren't they? But even so. Okay, that wasn't very good. Well, let's have a look at the steam pinnace on the beach, I guess. Was this indeed the impossible lamb? Wasn't it reported overrun by rats? The page chittered while I inspected the vessel. Rats? Never! The splendid of Cavia overtook the vessel. I was born here, the first native of Cavia, but all our elders remember the voyage. It was hard, they say, but we were harder. But the Zee is black and unkind. We were lost in the dark for weeks, and no one speaks of those terrible times. But out of the darkness came the light of Our Lady's eye, guiding us here, to our own isle. In time we will ride the waves again. Perhaps once we have recovered our eye, it is not splendid? Or is it not splendid? It certainly may have been. At one time I could see the hull had been severely damaged by the scintillac reef. There was no way the cavies could hope to repair it themselves. Whatever the page said, they were stranded here. Right, so that just leaves the barracks. Let's go have a look-see. What chance could guinea pigs stand against the weapon might of the Rattus Faber? The page led me to the barracks, where the knights didn't deign to speak to one so undecorated as I. The page, however, was eager to answer my questions. The rats have no weapons, none to speak of. What is a gun without a bullet? A sword without a blade? As are the supplies, the knives, the soft stuffs and the glory. Their teeth are sharp, and it's true, while ours, The page hesitated as the knights glowered at him. Glowered at him. Glowered? Is that right? Our sharper! All praise to the flowers of the houses of Cavey! One knight preened while another grunted indifference, working a wheatstone along its top of its teeth. As I watched, a particularly vigorous swipe knocked a whole incisor out of place. It landed on the ground in a black and bloody mess. The knight gasped, grasped his tooth, and vanished from sight. Another glared in a way that dared me to make something of it. Ooh, I don't mind kicking a guinea pig if I have to. Oh, we've seen enough then. It was time for my audience with the king. The page led me, crouching at first, and then on my knees, before King Gracenor and the seneschal. The king was the largest guinea pig I had ever seen, easily twice the size of the largest knight in his retinue. The seneschal looked positively dainty next to him. "We are told," intoned the king, "that you have promised your assistance to the house of Cavey. This is agreeable for us. But what shall form your assistance take?" So I have nothing to offer but my advice. I offered to retrieve the lady's eye by force. I had guns, I had a boat. I planned to row a raiding party to the northern side of the island where the Cavies would flank the rat settlement. Or I plotted to steal the eye with cunning. One should use shadows to catch a light. The rats would not even know we had been there, probably. We'll go with balls to the wall, iron, I think. I had guns. I had a boat. I planned to row a raiding party to the northern side of the isle where the Cavies would flank the rat settlement. I gave clear orders. My navigation was impeccable, but it seemed the rats manning the front lines were able to signal the settlement about our attack and keep the Cavies busy for long enough. The chief engineer succeeded in rallying his troops into defensive manoeuvres and made it impossible for us to set foot on the beach. I watched helplessly as the Cavies that managed to make it to the settlement fell, singly and in groups, to the ruthless efficiency of the rats. The chief engineer, in turn, watched me and my crew while we instructed his fellows in setting Cavey heads on pikes and parading them along the shore. Shit. That was terrible. That was terrible. We can go again. Do we just keep going until there's no guinea pigs left? At 81%, you just thought I'd have passed. Let's try again. My plan succeeded brilliantly. It was easy enough to sneak up on the settlement when the stolen eye gave off such light and cast such shadows around the shore. Even easier to do what needed to be done when the Cavies were rallied by the sight of their treasure. What follows was a tremendous rout. Rats ripped apart, throats and bellies torn open, viscera slickening the sand. The Cavies took losses too, but soon the seneschal declared the day won. I was rewarded with a substantial amount of scintillac. Cool. I saw to my surprise that the Cavies had spared a number of the rats' children and were rounding them up. I commented favourably on this, praising the seneschal's high-minded mercy. The seneschal chittered pleasantly. "My dear captain, be assured that we shall treat them very well, but it is hardly mercy that motivates the preservation of an enemy's livestock." A small rat wept quietly over a parent's severed torso before being prodded and pressed into march. Ugh, that's dark. You succeeded in an iron challenge, at last. Hail, Cavia! Two houses alike in dignity. Not that that is saying much. An occurrence? Yeah, so we're doing okay there. An occurrence with a Pigmote Isle spirit. Bad things will happen. An occurrence. Civilization. And you know, I have 4 scintillac. Ah, we're only just a little bit off. Don't we need 5? The rats were defeated. Cavia was triumphant. All that remained were the celebrations and the continuation of our voyage. Oh, how we feasted long into the night. Then I invited one of the Cavies to join us. They were reputed to be excellent swimmers, adorable enough to boost morale, and if times should become lean, I thought maybe a guinea pig stew would buy the crew a day or two before they started eating each other. We could do that. I spoke up on behalf of the rats. The survivors were being treated poorly, but the rift did not seem entirely unsurmountable. Or we can go back onto the sea. Well, I'm not too fussed about the mascot. I'm okay with my mascot. Let's speak up on behalf of the rats. We don't want to see them, done too badly wrong. The survivors were being treated poorly, but the rift did not seem entirely insurmountable. I appealed to the House of Cavy's grace and good breeding, and praised King Gracenor's magnanimity Perhaps the rats knew not what they did in stealing the eye. Perhaps they were only stumbling about in the dark for a light, as the cavers were themselves, while lost at sea. The seneschal and king exchanged a look. The seneschal murmured something into the king's ear, and he growled deep in his throat. You saw... who's this talking? The king. You saw only the front of our suffering, captain. The rats must answer for every drop of noble blood spilt, and in kind. It will require a great many hearts and livers to repair the health of our great kingdom. Our young shall eat their old, as it is meet. The king's courtiers chittered appreciative at this wordplay, while the knights separated the screaming young rats from the adults, who had given up trying to fight. Well, we tried. We tried. Well, if we can have one still without annoying anyone else, then we might as well have one. They were reputed... Oh, we've done that bit. The seneschal, of course, couldn't abandon her duties, but she made certain my request was cried out in the village square. The page squeaked excitedly and sought permission for her to join my party. I will record your doings for the glory of Cavey. No, it's not the seneschal. He declared, and I'd like to see more of the world. I waited for him to gather up his effects and say goodbye to his family before lifting anchor and setting off. A scholarly creature from a warlike nation of aristocratic guinea pigs whose progenitors stole a steamer to escape the locked hutches of a London essayist, apparently. Cool. Well, that's us done then, I guess. Go. We had eaten our fill and our business was concluded. It was time to continue our voyage and see what other wonders and terrors still awaited us. There, you finish the diary entry and the final morsels of delicious rat flesh. The cavers line up to salute you as you leave the victory banquet, escorting you to your ship through the foundations of their new kingdom. So we've got a port report. Our hunger quality's gone, and we've founded a new... Yeah. Time passes on this most adorable empire. Found a new empire. Great. Anything to buy? No? Right, officer-wise, what are you? A mascot. Pages of 2 against hearts of 1. Yeah, we'll put you on because our pages are quite low. That's more even. Ish, he says. Wow, okay, well that was epic reading. That was epic reading. So, where to go now? We're still heading northeast of London, which is up here. So, let's head back. Let's head back this way. I think that will stay away from us. We're doing okay on that half of things. So there we go. Guinea pigs rule okay. And they've got their ship. Are you coming for me? Let's just take you out. It's quicker to just take you out. Ow. Oh, I missed. Shouldn't have shot so quickly. You can't. That's it. Run. Run. Oh dear. You're quicker than me. Quickly. That did not do our hull very good at all. I don't think we'll do that again. Alright. Do we let it disperse? We don't need the food, so let's let it disperse. From above, the jellyfish captors look like a little like a woman's face. She dissolves like smeared paint. And we've got another Z story back, which is awesome. So let's have a peruse around, see what's about. The glassy chop of dark water, the iron clatter of feet at the hatchway. Crab cake! I like crab cake. Doesn't seem to be a lot here though. Oh. Uh-oh. Turn around, turn around, turn around. Run away. Western angler crab. Is it on us? Ah, so it's not just a clever name for an island. Have we lost it? Yeah, we're good. We're good. It doesn't know we're here. Oh, it might do in a second. Right, so we've got nothing. It says northeast. It's not going to be in that black part there, is it? That'd be very annoying if it was. Let's throw the bat out. There are no islands within the Z-Bat's range. Great. Well, that's that cleared. So if we go to the west now, An electric shiver to the air. Storm is watching, the sailors would say. We have entered a fog bank. Our gunners struggle to see our foe, and dust echoes, even a sepia tint to the air. These are the waters around the tomb colonies. And I'll take it. Oh, we're almost there. Oh, who are you? Steam pinnace. It's going to take 2 hits. That's for sure. As long as we stay behind them, we might get away with this. Let's turn our light off. Yeah, it's just a light. Boo! Oh, crap. Oh, that was a good hit. That was a good hit. Is he coming back around? Can we get him before he gets us? I think we can. Mine! Supplies. Always favoured. The ship is yours. What will you do with her? Luton Scuttler. She's a vile old vessel, and these seas aren't safe. Take what you can and move on. We now have a cache of curiosities. These pinnaces don't sail far from their hidden harbours, but there's something here at the back of the hold. Nice. A bolt of fabric. Shake out a little and let it glimmer in the light. Yeah, we have bolts of spider silk. You can find spider silk in London, of course. There are troubles there with sorrow spider infestation, like anywhere in the Neath. But for the real quality, you need to go east to the Canate or to the fang-bristling fastness of Saviour's Rocks. Just out of curiosity, is that one of the silks which the old rotting guy wants? I'm guessing not. Of course not. Okay, never mind. We do good, we do good. So we can't be too far away from Venderblight now. So let's head to Venderblight, see what's going on there. And then we could possibly just head straight out east after that. I feel like we should heal. But we can't. I keep saying I'm going to stay out of trouble as well, and I'm not. So, never mind. Still, Venderblight a-ho. We've got bats. Keep away from those bats. Alright, so back to Venderblight. Do we need to visit the first curator? No, but what? I think we can have a look at there for the port report. So we've got the port report from here. And let's explore Venderblight. Here they favour candlelight over gaslight. Or they favour. The shadows are swagged with cobwebs, like the tomb colonies stand still enough to be mistaken for sculpture until they laugh or cough. One building in 3 seems abandoned. Right, drop a coin into the empty offering box and pray to the power of the place, whoever it might be. Oh, the Carmine Chapel. A little chapel stands alone. You poke your head through the door. The walls are a deep red, just this side of scarlet. A ruby-tinted window at the back glows with a steady light. An electric lamp behind the glass? Rare and expensive, but this is no gaslight. No one is here. And yet you have the sensation that only a moment ago someone must have been. Let's make an offering. It's only one, isn't it? One echo, yeah. Drop a coin into the empty offering box and pray to the power of this place, whoever it might be. Prayer soothes the soul, they say. Your soul is not soothed. You wait, head bent, while the light in the chapel beats on, shadowless and unmoved. Nothing changes. The red of the place gets into your vision. The faces of your crew seem flushed, as if fevered. You hear your own breathing echo raggedly. No one is sitting in the pew behind you. It doesn't stop you looking. The scene will stay with you. Perhaps you can write of it when you return to London. So we've gained some terror. We've got a tale of terror. And we've lost some monies. And are we done? Yeah, I must have got rid of that tales from above. So he's not going to want to see me. Yeah, he's not interested. Yeah, no, we're done here. That's a shame. So, is there any shops here? There's a few shops. There's a few shops. How are we looking? Fuel's okay. Supplies could do going up. Is there anything else going on? Ah, here we go. Vision of the surface. It's only worth 15. And recent news. And I can't collect more than one recent news at a time. Okay, we'll sell the vision of the surface. Seems they like that here. And then we'll just buy supplies, I guess. No, we won't. No, we won't. We'll just head off then, I guess. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot. Oh, they've got a yacht here. 1,000 Echoes. A vessel for diplomats, merchants, and wealthy spies. Wow. That's definitely a step up. Hull capacity's up. Hull's up. Hull's way up. We can hold more crew. Bonus to a lot of stuff. Wow, that's fantastic. Can't get it, mine, but never mind. So, yeah, I think we'll leave that there. Because it's about half an hour, this episode. Next time, I think we'll head just dead east and see what's out there. And hopefully start finding some more unusual stuff. I feel like we've just been, other than obviously the whole Guinea pig debacle, we've just been retreading old ground here. We haven't actually gone out and explored anything new. And that's really what I want to do on the next episode. So thank you for watching. As always, a like is appreciated. And I'll catch you on the next one. Take it easy.